Denise from Living Life at 60ish, and on Fridays I've been trying to do some type of a scrapbooking, bulletin journal, planner, some type of video like that, although it doesn't always happen. But today I'm doing a couple of things. One, we all know that this Sunday is Father's Day, and that can be a trigger for many of us, and it certainly is for me. It has gotten easier over the years, but I said goodbye to my dad 14 years ago, and he was my hero. He was the best man that I ever have known. He wasn't always that way growing up. When I was growing up, he had a drinking problem, and my parents were divorced, and then they married each other again, and then divorced each other again. So it was a little bit chaotic and dysfunctional, like many families are. But before he passed away, he had been sober for just shy of 30 years. And that was amazing. He turned into, like I said, the best man that I have ever known. So, yeah. So Father's Day is a little bit tough for me. My father-in-law has been gone for many years, even before my actual father. And so we do celebrate Scott, my husband, as the father of my kids. And, but the other thing is today is my dad's birthday. And today he would be 86 years old. So I decided for my Friday video, I'm going to do a tribute to my dad. And it just gives me a chance to talk about him, right? So there he is. He was born in 1937, June of 1937. And as you can see, he was a vet. And he was in the Air Force. And this is his Legion. He was in the American Legion and did every parade known to man in this area, and was very patriotic. So yeah, this was my dad. His name is Pete. We call him Dad. We call him Buppy. But this, what I wanted to show you first was this album is actually a memorial album. And if you can see this picture here, these are 12 by 12 scrapbook pages, and they're all on a board, a white, the foam boards, the fold out ones. Each one has a page protector, and it's slid into the page protector. And so the pages in this book that I'm going to show you are these pages that two of my friends and myself put together 2 days before my dad died. And I was so grateful that my friends were able to help me. I knew I wanted to do something special and something that I would be able to keep afterwards. So one of them came up with the kind of the plan of the pages so that they would all flow. I brought the paper. I did blue papers because my dad's favorite color was blue. And then my other friend, we printed off pictures, and she attached them to the pages, and it was amazing. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Those pages have been put in this album. And like I said, they are 12 by 12. I want to do an intro page here, but I haven't done that yet, and it's been 14 years. So this is what I mean. This page slips out. See, it pulls right out of here. And these were in a page protector that was attached to the foam board. And we did it by themes of what my dad was to people. So he was a son. Sorry about the glare. We know it's the above light here. Someday I'll be high tech. This is my Mimi and Bampy, and he was the other hero in my life. Even when my dad wasn't able to be growing up, he always stepped in. My Mimi was very stern and stoic, unlike me, and I am a Mimi also, but I am not stern and stoic. So this is my dad when he was little. And again, my dad when he was little. My grandparents owned a general store with the post office inside of it for many, many years. And this is my grandparents when they were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And my dad is right there. This is my Mimi when she was carrying my dad. And this is my Bampy, one of my favorite pictures of him. I have this blown up on my wall in the hallway. So he was a son and he was a Buppy. Buppy is, now some of the grandkids call him Grandpa Pete, but my kids call him Buppy. And so to us, he will be forever a Buppy. And these are all the grandkids. So this is great-grandson also. But this encompasses all the grandkids at this point, including our little baby angel, Jamie. So, and there's my dad, and my dad, and my dad. This is my two kids and my great nephew. And then he was also a father, of course. This is, let's see if I can get that. My sister and my two brothers and me. Oh, nice cutie, look at that. Can you see that? Let's see if I can. I guess I can't get it to go any. Oh, look at that. There I am. And then I put our 4 graduation pictures in. And then just some pictures of us as kids and adults also. This is me when I was little with my mom and my sister and my 2 brothers. This is our family at the Blue Hill Fair, where my dad and stepmom took us every year and paid for us all to get in and handed us each a $10 bill. So, yeah, and then pictures of each of the families. So he was a father. He was a brother. And this is his siblings. And my Uncle Steve is still living. The other 2 have passed away. And there they are. He was a husband. So these pictures are of my stepmom and dad. He was obviously a husband to my mom also, and there are pictures that go with that, but it was not so appropriate to have. I did include some pictures of mom in the family one. So that was a tough one. I didn't know how to handle that, but I think it was all right. Because she's in here in some pictures. And so this is my stepmom and my dad. And they went to Hawaii. And then he was a stepdad. These are my 2 step siblings. And my stepmom and her kids. And then he was proud to be an American. I had never met someone as patriotic as my dad in a good way. I don't know how to make that, like, he wasn't, so set in his ways about being an American and everything. He was a very fair-minded person. But this was him, the Air Force. And then several parade pictures of when the Legion did the parades. He always flew a flag at their house. And he was given a walking stick for being in the Korean War. And they also, when he was sick, brought a flag home from Iraq that flew over Iraq and framed it. And I actually have that here at the house. I haven't looked at this book in a while. My dad was a dancer. Now, I grew up dancing, and I took dance lessons and went to college to be a dance education and dance performance. But my dad was a dancer. Now, not only could he waltz with the best of them, and he would get so frustrated with me for always trying to lead, but he could boogie too. So he was a dancer, and this is him with many of us, with my daughter, at a wedding that we were at, and again with her. This is him and I at my sister's wedding many years ago. And I have very few regrets. And one of my regrets, two of them actually, one is at this wedding that we were at, I did not dance with him. I took pictures. And I'm glad I took pictures, but I wish that I had danced with him at least once. And the other regret I have is that we eloped, so our parents weren't at our wedding, and I would have liked to have had him walk me down the aisle. So, my dad was a believer. He went to church. He didn't used to be a believer. Growing up, he was not a believer. And when it snowed on Easter Sunday, when we'd go to church, he'd say it was because he was in the church. So, but he changed. He believed in the Serenity Prayer. This was his 25 years of sobriety, this picture and the certificate. He believed in Disney, just like me. He believed in Disney. And he believed in Santa. And he believed in the Boston Red Sox. Go Red Sox. He was a believer. He was an electrician. And so these are pictures of him with, well, that's just a picture of him that I love. And this is with a group of, well, there's this was his retirement party. That's what it was. And he was a friend. And this is when he was very young over here. And they're all drinking beer. And I have my suspicions, but I don't see one in his hand. Friends. He was friends with many people. Excuse me. And there he is, his high school graduation picture. And a picture of him with my stepmom. Excuse me, I got all choked up there. And that's it. So maybe this will inspire someone who unfortunately has to do some type of a memorial to pull together something like this so that it's a keepsake for later in, after the service and all of that. I did want to show you, oh no, it's in this other little book I was going to show you. So there's that. My dad. I wish you all could have known him. The other book I brought was a little tiny scrapbook I made for him many years ago, and it used to say DAD, and these have fallen off. They're actually out on the kitchen counter. I found them when I pulled this out. Oh, there's one of them right there, actually. I thought I had them both out there, but anyway, I'm supposed to say DAD. Dad. And this was a very simple book. And I'm guessing something was going to go there and it never got put there. But these are just old pictures of, I bet I can actually, there we go. Old pictures, me and my dolly. And this was a birthday party of mine. It looks like there are 4 candles on the cake. My dad. Now, this is the picture I wanted to show you. I was 16 years old. My dad was living in California. I just turned 16, and he paid to fly me out to see him in California, and we went to Disneyland. That was my first time ever going to, I've never been back to Disneyland, but of course I go to Disney World. So I was just so excited that I found this picture. There we are. There's me and my dad at my sister's wedding. We were dancing there. My dad and me. This is my kids. And my dad with my little daughter when she was first born. And this was a 4-generation picture. My Bampy was very sick at the time. He actually passed away a month after my daughter was born. My dad and my son. And then my dad and the kids. And I think what happened was Nate took this picture and Lauren took this picture, which was pretty cool of us to think of. Dad went to every one of the kids' baseball games. He even played baseball with the kids, with Lauren's and Nate's, when they did a grandfather, father, daughter day, or kid day. It was not just girls. So he did that with them. He's right there. There he is playing with my son when my son's team did it. And yeah, he was there for them every single game. This is us at the fair, and my dad wasn't able to go that year. I can't remember why. I think actually my stepmom was sick. So we took a picture of all of our winnings and sent that. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Sent that to him. Or didn't send it to him. We didn't have a cell phone at the time. We took it over. And the cotton candy that Dad always bought Nate, that was bigger than Nate's head. And my dad and my husband talking. And then we got a Halloween picture every year of my dad with the 2 kids since they were babies. And then that's it. So I did give this to him, and my stepmom gave it to me after my dad passed away. So I just wanted to give a little tribute to him tonight. You know, and to all of you who are celebrating your dads and can, please give them a hug. Please tell them you love them. For those of you that aren't celebrating your dad for lots of different reasons, I get that. You know, we had years of dysfunction and difficulty. You know, I hope that you have some type of a person in your life that fills that void. And for those of you who are like me and have just lost your father, you know, however many years ago, yesterday or 14 years ago like me, you know, I'm thinking of you. And I know it can be a rough day. This is always a rough weekend for us because it's his birthday and Father's Day. But on the other hand, as the years have gone by, we've been able to laugh and reminisce and remember the good things. And I no longer remember so clearly him taking his last breaths. So I remember the fun stuff and the good stuff and the talks we had and the things he did for my kids and my husband and I. So, yeah, I just want to say, no matter where you're at in this weekend, I hope you have a lovely one. And I hope you, you know, I get it. I get the same thing on Mother's Day. My mom is still with us, but I know that's a tough one too. There are people who want to be mothers that can't be mothers. You know, I'm sure there are people who would like to be dads that haven't been able to be dads either. So what I'm saying is I'm thinking of everyone, whether you be celebrating your dad in person or celebrating your dad in heaven, or not choosing to celebrate a dad at all, or you're being celebrated as a dad. I'm with you. And that's, I guess, what I wanted to say. And I hope that you've enjoyed seeing my dad and knowing that we had a wonderful, beautiful bond. And it took a lot of years to get there, but we had 30 good years and some rough years before that. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to go. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Friday, and I will see you tomorrow with a savings challenge day. Bye.